Yes.
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 Not really.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it was my top choice.
Not particularly.
Yes, I'm very happy. It's an awesome school. I'm playing volleyball there, so I'm very excited about that. And yeah, I love Bridgewater. Fell in love instantly when I went, so it was love at first sight, I guess you could say.
A lot of pressure.
Not that much. I didn't really do that. Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Not too much because I knew where I wanted to go.
Oh, a lot. My mom and I fought every single night. There was not a night when we didn't fight. So there was a lot of tension between my family. But in the end, it was all good because we made the right decision for me, school-wise and also financial-wise. But yeah, it was very tense at my house.
Well, I felt a lot of pressure to get into college just because like today it is a lot harder than like when our parents were going to college.
I didn't feel any pressure personally because all the schools that I was applying to were good schools, and I didn't really have a first choice. I hate the SATs. I hate any standardized test because personally I'm a slow writer, and I like to take my time to make sure my answers are absolutely right. So when I was taking the SATs, it was just like it was a real problem for me not being able to like triple check my answer to make sure that's absolutely right, and I would always run out of time.
I think they definitely have their place, but it's hard when you're trying to generalize so many people with one test. Obviously, there are going to be people whose strength isn't math or English. Like my strength is more science and English as opposed to math, but that's also why there's APs and other stuff like that. But it's kind of hard to get a holistic view. But that's the idea of the test in general. So what can you do?
I'm personally a really bad tester, so I've never been like on the favoriting of standardized testing. But I think today they actually are realizing that, and I think that's really good. Like a lot of colleges now make SATs or ACTs optional, and that's what I did for most of my college admissions.
Society like pressures you into like thinking that if you don't get a good SAT score, that you won't go to like a good college, and that's not always the case.
I think that my grade should reflect the kind of person that I am and what I put in my Common App and the essay that I write. I definitely think that standardized testing shouldn't be a requirement. Oh, God. I took a college essay writing course. I think I had 26 different drafts of my essay. I would say probably a total of like 50 hours of my essay, if not more. So it was definitely a lot of effort into it. And I'm happy how it turned out, but it was a lot.
I put a ton of effort into my college essay just because I knew it was the one essay that really mattered today.
But I'm kind of a writer, so I really wanted it to be perfect, and it was something that was really meaningful to me, especially because it was about why I wanted to be a nurse, and that's kind of like a personal story for me and stuff like that. And I wanted it to get across exactly really why I wanted to do what I want to do.
Well, I applied to like 13 colleges, so I think I gave about 2 days to write college essays. Personally, I wrote a rough draft essay for each one, and then I just reviewed it and changed it to make it the final draft.
I guess having no standardized tests will be pretty good, and it's just like all based off how you did in high school and stuff.
It's very tough because they say that you have to do a lot of activities and a lot of community service, but when it actually comes down to it, I think that they should encourage you to write them down when it comes like freshman, sophomore, and junior, because I think I only put like 1/4 of my activities in the app because I just I couldn't remember.
Right now, just with all the standardized testing, I think they're improving it by making the standardized tests optional for kids, and I think that's a huge improvement so far. But other than that, I think that they rely too much on numbers and grades right now, but I think that definitely can be improved in the future.
I think that every college should do an personalized interview with each student. I know that's a lot of work, and like mostly small private schools do it, but I think it's really helpful to actually get to know the people that you're letting into your university.
I really like the idea of a personal interview, but I feel like obviously that's really time consuming and it's unrealistic for schools like UMass that have thousands and thousands of applicants. So I think maybe on the Common App, if there was a choice for a video section or something like that, it would be really cool to see like a little bit of the students' lives, or if they wanted to interview people about them or like a montage or something, they could get creative with it. It could show a more detailed part of them.
Well, I think it's getting more competitive just because more people are applying and more people are going to school. But I have always thought that Ivy Leagues are overrated.
Right. It seems like everyone nowadays is going to college. Like both my parents didn't go to college and they're very successful and very happy with their life. So I definitely think nowadays, now it's the future. The business world is getting more and more competitive. So in order to get that job that you want, you definitely need to have a college degree. But I don't necessarily think that's true. But I guess that's just how the world works nowadays.
There are a lot of good students out there. I feel like whoever deserves it deserves it. But I feel like I've been told that many Ivy League schools actually have a cutoff for how many applications that they'll look at. So I feel like that's unfair. But personally, if they're accepting good students who are qualified to go to these schools, then I feel that it's fine.
I mean, Ivies weren't really a big thing for me, but I definitely know that there's increasing numbers of people with perfect GPAs and perfect SAT scores. So it's really starting to be more about who you are and what makes you an individual. And that's, I think a lot of people who strive to be an Ivies just are so focused on being perfect academically that they forget to do stuff that makes them special.
Yeah, definitely. I think I know it would be a lot to do that, but I think that you should interview the person because someone over the internet isn't the same as someone in person. So when I write an email, it's not necessarily the way that I would say it. Someone can interpret it differently. So
maybe for like an Ivy League, using numbers is really important because there's so many people. Or maybe using holistic is better for an Ivy League because everyone has high numbers.
I don't feel like they only look at statistics or GPA. I feel that they look at extracurricular activities, what you're doing outside of school. So yes and no at the same time.